What's more American than anything you've ever seen before? Let me tell you, boys. It started back in the 50s. It's more American than any American sport such as football or anything as such. It is more American than Diet Coke, sugar, and Ron Swanson. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about the Corvette. That's nasty!
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Then I stop myself for a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the car that has more American history than the American History Channel has on America. So shortly after World War II and around 1950s, there was a sales slump by the brand known as the bow tie. And we're not talking about Colonel Sanders from KFC, we're talking about Chevrolet. Chevrolet was sad because the American citizens stopped buying the sales. They stopped buying Chevys, and they don't know why. And they didn't know why until Thomas Ketting, the brand manager, decided and figured out to follow the money.
Let me tell you something, Tommy. You gotta follow the money. The money's gonna lead you right to where you wanna be, on the golden trail, and you'll be set. All right, boy? Follow the money, Tommy. Follow the money.
So after Thomas Ketting followed the money, he realized that the US troops that were stationed overseas were having a love affair. And it wasn't with women, it was with cars. Something more reliable than women. So, the US troops were bringing cars from the Europe, such as Morgans and MGs and other beautiful European sports cars. Sports cars were something that America didn't have because America focused on luxury, fat family mobiles. Everybody in America had a 8-cylinder or a 6-cylinder big car that weighed a ton, had a big engine, but didn't go fast. So the US troops found their new love for cars that were lightweight, didn't have to have the biggest engines, but zipped and continued moving. So, naturally, Chevrolet got right to it, and Thomas Ketting said the famous words.
So you're telling me all of Europe has sports cars, the Brits have sports cars, Germany has sports cars, but America doesn't have a sports car? Give me a dang sports car!
So then, the Avengers united. Among the Avengers, you had Marie Rose, a brilliant engineer, but a fantastic race car driver. He won the Indianapolis 500 3 times. He knew his stuff. And among him, his brother, not really his brother, but from another mother, Maurice Rose, a brilliant engineer at designing suspension and R&D. He was so great, in fact, that he designed suspension privately for Sir Henry Royce. Know that name? Darn right you do. It's Rolls-Royce. We got the Rolls-Royce, the best engineered cars on the road that are high class from Britain, getting designed over here for the American sports car. Doesn't sound very American, but it is. Shut your mouth. So shortly after they assembled, they got working on it right away. That way they could have a beautiful car to present at the auto show. But, however, they started working in their own little garage. They didn't work in some big industrial Chevy dealership that makes tons of cars. They handcrafted this machine. The whole chassis was redone and made by hand by one of the best chassis designers of all time. Not only that, after they got done designing it, they put the Blue Flame engine in it that made 115 stock, but they tuned it up to make 150. That is not fast by our standards, but back then, that was like Lightning McQueen out of the Cars movies, all right? That thing zipped. So, fast forward to 1953, they did it. They finally got the car done on time. And it was beautiful. So beautiful, in fact, it did not even have door handles on the outside. I don't know why they did that, but unfortunately, every single time you had to get into your car, you had to reach through the window, grab the door handle from the inside. Probably got arrested by the cops quite a bit because it looks like you're breaking in your own dang car. But it was so sick, everybody loved it. The concept car was literally called the Dream Car. The Dream Car. They predicted that. But did the sales follow? Not really, no. There was only 300 made since they were in the middle of an aluminum strike by the employees at the aluminum factory that Chevy got their materials from. They basically said, no more. We're not making any more metal for you guys because you guys stole all of it during World War II. But they didn't give up because that's what good heroes do. And they kept pressing forward, innovating, and making new changes to what the fans want. That's kind of rare, but I like it. After listening to the fans, they decided to get rid of the Blue Flame 150 horsepower V6 and go straight into a V8 that made insane horsepower for that time. And that bumped that 0 to 60 from 11 seconds back down to 8, which today's standards, that's not very good. But back then, that thing was insanely fast. Corvettes literally brought the V8 back to America. Not only that, they swapped out the 2-speed Powerglide automatic transmission for a 3-speed manual transmission where you could actually feel the gears and enjoy the beautiful Corvette, which was at the time a convertible. Nothing's better than driving through a windy road with the rumble of a V8 sliding through the gears with the wind in your face. Unimaginable joy. And they continued. They didn't stop there. They kept adding new features. In '57, they even added the additional option to get fuel injection. That was literally unheard of at that time. People were scared of it because it was such foreign technology. And if you didn't want the fuel injection, they also added a dual carbureted 4-barrel carbureted engine, which made insane oomph to get that fuel dumping into the intake manifold to get that nice little rumble of the V8 that we all know and love. And after all those innovations, sales dramatically went up and it got the renowned name as the American Ferrari. And it didn't just end there. It actually raced against Ferrari, along with Aston Martin, Jaguar, Mercedes, and tons of other fantastic, brilliantly engineered, world-known brands at the harshest, most gruesome track of them all, the 24-hour of Le Mans. And while it didn't win, it did finish and it got 8th place, which deeply scared and impressed all the European competitors. A car that was so new, foreign, and not to mention half the price as all the race cars on the track finished and got pretty darn close to being one of the top dogs. And that reputation from that race continued skyrocketing throughout the years as this was known as the American sports car, competitors and Ferrari killer. And Corvette kept that reputation as being one of the fiercest warriors at a good price point, being able to take down some of the higher end cars that are twice the price. And while this isn't the newest Corvette, this is a 2009, it can keep up with most modern sports cars. This thing has a 7-liter V8 that puts down 505 horsepower and also gets a 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. That's insane speed, being able to keep up with Ferraris, GTRs, and not to mention, it beats the Dodge Hellcat in a 0 to 60 time. This thing can handle on windy roads just like any European car, unlike most American cars, and can stop on a dime with the 6-piston calipers, all disc brakes with drilled rotors. This thing is a beast, and you have to ask yourself, why did we keep making them? Is this the best Corvette ever? Is this the best Corvette of all time? Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you so much. We're on a road to our first 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy and like our content, please get on your dad's phone, get on your grandma's phone, get on your uncle's phone, like, comment, and subscribe, and get us there. Thank you so much for joining. SSP signing out.